this is Tina the Fairy Lady from the Broom Book and Candle, and I'm here today to do a little introduction on the fairies. So this video is just going to do a little introduction of the fairies. I will have more detailed videos coming up later on about fairies in more details, but right now we're just going to talk about introducing the fairies. So fairies are the earth angels. They're cousins to angels, and they were sent here on the earth to help us with our crops, our medicine, to take care of nature. So one time people really honored the fairies by giving them their first crop. So you would give them your first ear of corn, your first potato, your first tomato, whatever you were growing, you would give that as an offering to the fairies because they would love that, and then you would have plenty of abundance all year. And so fairies were thought of at one time to be very significant. Later on, the fairies became bad, and then later on they became Hollywood. And that's why fairies are a little skeptical of humans because, you know, they were wiped out almost by the humans, and once they're gone, they cannot come back. And then later on, Hollywood made a joke out of them. So fairies are a very important part of our life. So if you're going to bring them into your life, just know they are mischievous, they can be emotional, and they can be devious too, but they also could be helpful. So in order to bring the fairies in your life, you got to let them know that you love nature and that you are respectful to animals and that they are invited into your home. They don't like it when you're mean to animals. They don't like it when you do chemicals and destroy plants. There's times where you might have to cut down a tree, or you might have to dig out some weeds, but you explain to them, hey, I have to cut down this tree. It's a safety hazard. I have to get these weeds out of here. They're no good for my yard. They understand that. They just don't like it when you use chemicals. So to bring the fairies in your life, after you let them know that, hey, you're welcome in my life, I'm respectful to nature, I'm respectful to animals, they'll start watching you. So if you start noticing a lot of butterflies, dragonflies, lightning bugs, rabbits, cats, dogs, even flies, fairies are shapeshifters. So if you start noticing all these animals around you all of a sudden, and all these birds are coming around you, fairies in disguise, because they are shapeshifters. So after you tell them you're invited in my life and they're starting to watch you, you just want to give them a little offering, like you can give them a little milk. You can put that outside in nature. You can put it in your windowsill. They just like the idea of receiving something. And they love honey. So you leave them a little honey in the windowsill to gain their trust as well too. Because they like honey, they like candy, they like cloth, so you can go and get a nice little piece of cloth and give it to them. They love aluminum foil. Don't put aluminum foil outside so the animals don't get a hold of it. Put a little aluminum foil in a little bit of if you have like a pot in your house with a plant in it, you can put a little aluminum foil in there, aluminum foil on your windowsills. They love jewelry, necklaces. You can leave that throughout your house for them. If you notice your socks go missing, it's the fairies taking the socks because they are fun. They like to play jokes. Maybe your shirts are always inside out, or you can't find something and all of a sudden it appears up. It's fairies playing a little joke on you. Fairies can help us get a better job. Fairies can help us heal emotionally. Fairies can bring in good friendship, love in our life. But at the same time, they can be devious. So say you don't want to ask anything right away, but once they gain your trust, if you say, fairies, I need a new job, or fairies, I need to get to the right doctor so I can heal. Always go to the doctor. But it's that, help me find the right doctor so I can heal. Help me find the right love or a better job I'm happy with. Always leave them an offering, but never, and I cannot stress this enough, never, ever, 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 ever say thank you to the fairies. They do not like thank you. They take that as an insult. Just leave them a little gift. Say that you got a new car or you got the love of your life. Make sure you leave them a little gift. That's your way of saying thank you, but don't say thank you directly. Forget-me-nots are the fairies' favorite flowers. They love forget-me-nots. And this is just something that I make for my fairies. So say you live in an apartment or you only have one room, you don't have a lot of space, you can just make a little fairy house where the lid can come off and you can put your offerings in there, or maybe set this on something nice and put the offerings around this little fairy house. Different little fairy houses. Now, I make these fairies houses. This fairy house you can find at the Broom Book and Candle. I've created this. My fairies love this. These are indoor fairy houses, but this is just something you can do. If you're outside, You can make a little special area dedicated to the fairies. So there's this little things that you can do. Once you do that, they will start opening it up more. Now, fairies don't look like Hollywood. They don't look all fancy and stuff. They can look kind of ugly, kind of like an alien, kind of different. So don't expect this beautiful fairy to land, because they're not all beautiful. But that's just how they look. But once you see that, then you know you've gained them trust. It takes a while to gain trust. Don't expect this overnight. It may take a couple of months. Wow, she's taking care of nature. He's taking care of nature. They're kind of animals. They start seeing that. They start opening more and more to you. And like I said, in the future, I'll have more detailed videos of the fairies. And many blessings to all from the Broom Book and Candle.